Today I'm gonna play Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm playing the Xbox Live Arcade version on the Xbox 360 because I don't want to unlock all the characters again. Which is ironic because I'm gonna complain about that later. Everybody always made fun of this music, like, oh, it's stupid, it doesn't fit the game. I love the music in this game. I love the stupid lounge lizard weird music. Andrew and I played the Dreamcast version of this. We played probably hundreds and hundreds of matches. It's definitely the game that I played the most on Dreamcast. I would never say that we were particularly good at it, but we had a lot of fun playing multiplayer. But this game, I've gone through stages where I played a lot of this. But once upon a time, I played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 every single day for a month. And I used an arcade stick too, which is another thing I'm going to complain about. But I played this on the Dreamcast and on PS2. I reviewed it on PS2 for Games First. And I gave it a 5 out of 5. And then I played it on the Xbox and gave it a 5 out of 5 for About.com. What the heck? I'm bad. But like my one claim to fame with Marvel vs. Capcom is we went to... We went to the Atlantis Casino in Reno, Nevada back in 2005. And I spent more time in the arcade than I did in the casino. But they had a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 machine, and I sat there one evening and played through it twice on 1 credit. I don't know why they let me do that. Perhaps I put too much money in or something. But I played through the arcade mode twice. And playing through arcade games, like, that's kind of crazy, I think. I usually struggle playing arcade games, let alone beating it twice. And back at that time, I had, like, the 3rd highest score ever on that machine. That's my only claim to fame. I played it on the PS2 and the Xbox and unlocked all 50 however many characters like 2 or 3 or 4 times because it was fun. And Andrew unlocked all the characters on the Dreamcast version. And I always loved that. I always thought that was great. But now everybody complains that you have to unlock characters. And now if fighting games come out and you have to unlock stuff, everybody complains. And I don't understand why. Because games like Tekken, where you have to unlock everything and unlock extra modes in Tekken 3, that's always the best part. But now if you do that, everybody complains. One thing about this game is that we played it a lot, but it's not like we were great at it. We were never Evo, only using Storm and Sentinel and Magneto and doing infinite combos. I to this day don't have any idea how that works. Oh, he blocked. But this is one of the only games I ever tried to get good at. Stop doing things! I actually played it with an arcade stick, and like every day I practiced. But arcade sticks are another thing. I kind of think that arcade sticks are the biggest scam in gaming, because they have, like, the fighting game community and Mad Cats and manufacturers have convinced players that you have to have an arcade stick to actually play fighting games. And that's nonsense. And not only have they convinced you that you have to have a stick, but just suddenly last generation, sticks were suddenly like $150. Just randomly out of nowhere, you had to start paying this much. When before arcade sticks were like niche, small market type things that were like $50 at most. Because back in the day, people that wanted good sticks would just build them themselves. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you have to buy a Mad Catz $150 stick. And then what people would do is they would buy a big stick and then they would modify it anyway and put custom parts in it. So what are you buying these $150 sticks for if you're just going to put parts in it anyway? Buy a cheap stick and put parts in it. Like, it's exactly the same thing. Because here's the thing. Like, people that actually know what they're doing, absolutely sticks make a difference. Like, professional fighting game players, they have to have perfect inputs and stuff. And they're actually good enough that it benefits them. But most players, most random ass gamers don't have the input like perfection required that a stick actually helps. So it always kind of hurts my soul when people are all like, oh, I haven't played fighting games in 20 years. What stick should I buy? Don't buy a stick. You don't need one. You're just wasting money. Because here's the thing about like fighting game professional players. They're going to kick your butt because they know exactly how the game works. From like they know every character and they know every counter. And they're going to kick your butt whether they use a stick or a controller or whatever. Because they understand how the game works. Using a stick does not suddenly make you better at fighters. But so many people believe that. And Mad Catz and Hori and whoever else has convinced people that you have to have a stick to be good at fighters. And that's such nonsense. I'm going to probably make a lot of enemies with that rant. The execution required where a stick makes a difference is like way above what most regular people are going to be capable of. Unless you're going to like practice every day and actually get good, as the kids like to say, you don't need a stick. It's not going to make any difference. What will make difference is practicing and playing every day and actually getting good. And then if you actually invest the time to learn how a game works and you get to a point where your execution actually needs the precision of a stick, then by all means, buy a stick. But don't go buy a stick before you even know if you're going to play a game enough to make it worthwhile. If you want a stick because you think it'll be more fun to play, if you want a stick, for any reason other than you think it'll make you better at fighting games, then by all means buy a stick. But don't buy a stick because you think it's some magic bullet that makes you a real fighting game player. I've been sitting on that arcade stick rant for years. Somebody actually won Street Fighter 4 a few years ago. Not even using just a controller, but using a PS1 or PS2 controller run through an adapter so they could use it on Xbox 360. So it was a controller and a controller with lag. And he won Evo. I loved that. It's on easy. Why am I losing? It's because I angered the fighting game gods, probably. We've tried to record Marvel vs. Capcom 2 videos multiple times here lately, and like we were so bad at the game that the videos turned out bad. Like we had one in the can, and I think it was of this version, and it was so awful that I was just like, we can't use this. I'm gonna piss so many people off with that rant. That night that I played through the arcade version of this at the casino twice in a row, I was gonna go back and do it again the next day, but the stick was broken the next day. And the team that I used when I did that, it was Rogue and Wolverine and I think Iceman. When I beat it twice in a row. So, leave mean comments below and tell me how dumb I am about not liking arcade sticks. I like arcade sticks. I just don't think it's an essential thing to enjoy fighting games. I'm an enemy of the whole fighting game community now. Ha, whatever. I'm gonna edit that out. Well, I'm sorry I didn't play better. I just wanted to rant about things. This seriously used to be one of my favorite games, but I haven't played it in so long that I'm just out of practice and never knew how to do it well anyway. This was Eric vs 365, where I'm playing a different game every day for a year. Check out psxboxindies.com for daily blog posts about the games we're playing and the videos we're making. Thanks for watching.